Hello, this is Junior Universe. Thank you for allowing me to be in your experience, participating this co-creative energy of oneness by listening, requesting reading, and healing at Ninja Intuitive 3 minutes Blind Reading Quickies. Oh my. Actually, last week I also had the similar issue. And then this week, my device is completely stopped functioning. So this live is behind schedule about an hour and a half. And thank you for joining me listening live here. Happy holiday, everyone. So this is the last podcast of the year 2016. And I truly appreciate being part of this community and allowing me to read your curious matters, love and relationship, family, career, money, etc. There are so many situations and opportunity we are able to learn and share in this energy community of oneness. So I truly thank you for your co-creation and participation here together, oneness, each week. Well, you can also request your own curious matter, getting intuitive insight from me using 3 minutes during this podcast each week by going to www.thatfutureforecaster.com www.thatfutureforecaster.com, and there's a form up there, and I provided 9 different categories that most frequently my clients ask me for the intuitive reading. So you choose the category, the topic or agenda that what you like to get the insight, and then assign the one symbol, any kind of symbol, nature, element, items, word, without telling any personal information, private information about the agenda, and including your name. Then submit that request with your email address. Why? Because that case I am able to send a notification that request your submission is arrived. So that's what information that I like to get from you, and nothing else. So it's absolutely blind. You are encouraged to keep your private information private and get the insight. What would be like if it's resonating to your situation, and you can use it as an choices, or if you feel it's non-resonance, and then just ignore it, because you have a power to choose, and I totally value your choice, and you are the most knowledgeable person about your experience. However, on the other hand, information is power too. So just in case you can have more choices to take action for the next step, might be ideal to get the snapshot from another view to take a look at the situation. So that would allow you to have more choices to choose according to your happy resonance, or more supportive to the goal chosen by you. So that's what the 3 minutes blind intuitive reading quickies. And requesting that reading also help all of us to send a good energy to that person in the energy of oneness. We consciously gather our attention to ourselves and then connect to the energy of oneness. So that field of oneness would help each one of us to have more power to create the local reality. We are all part of the particle. So everything is made of energy, and energy moves where attention is given. Let us consciously connect to the energy and allow us to use the power of togetherness to co-create the field of oneness for each of us to create our new reality. This is June Universe. So let me start this week's last podcast of the year 2016. That why don't we start with scanning where we are here now at this present moment in mind, spirit, emotions, physical alignment, being current at this present moment. By scanning, giving our attention from top of our head and all the way down to the toe, and just notice what we notice. Okay, so let us give our focus on top of our head, what you're thinking right now, what you're noticing. I'm noticing the smoke of the incense that I just burned before starting the show. And what you're smelling, I'm smelling incense in the air. And what you're tasting in your mouth, and slowed both of your shoulders, noticing inside of the shoulder, back of your neck, all the way down to the spine, coming to the front, the chest area, noticing the air coming into your body and all the way down to the lungs, both sides to the tummy on your center of your core, solar plexus, all the way down to the lower back, touching to your chair or noticing your hips, pelvis, joint connection to both legs, and all the way down, giving your attention to the legs, right and the left side, towards knees, to all the way down to the feet, ankles, heels, and feet to the toes, connecting to the floor, ground, to the Mother Earth. Alright, so now let us notice the feeling. Now you're with what kind of feeling you are noticing within you right now, the mood that you notice with you. I think I'm noticing I am feeling calm. Actually, I thought that I'm feeling anxiety, but noticing I'm very calm today here. So write that down with the date of this day. This is the last Monday of the year, December. I have December 26th. My good friend psychic sister's birthday today, Monday. So if you archive listener, jot that down, the date of this day. So everything is happening here now, and your mood. It's ideal to write that down. My feeling currently, I'm noticing, is calm. Okay. You notice your feeling, and then when you notice your feeling, that's using our right brain. And then when we choosing the word describing the feeling, that uses our left brain. So using both sides in a balancing way allow us to easily aligning to where we are, and that helps us to bring that energy, attention into ideal state. So there's a reason to write that down, and choosing the one word. If you are having a hard time noticing the feeling but to choosing as a word, especially man, the one word would be good, but hard time finding the word. I have English feeding word chart. I found a nice one. You can go check my blog site to see the chart, the wheel of the emotional word chart, and notice that which word would resonate to your feeling right now you are currently with. So my blog site address is juneuniversenow.tumblr.com, juneuniversenow.tumblr.com, and then go click the archive. And I think there was a May of 2016. You see the visual chart of emotional word in English. It's a positive feeling, negative feeling, and an all organized. It's a psychology, a material from psychology therapy tools, I think. It's really nicely organized word. So I also use that to check the feeling with the expanding vocabulary, because we frequently using word is very limited, a preference. So sometimes it's nice to have the list of the word to stimulate in our usage of the word and noticing the resonance. So that would be helpful. Did you choose your word? The feeling described the word that describe your feeling right now with you? Mine is calm. So then write that down. The writing is also using left brain, and noticing the feeling is the right brain. So using the both side, and typing is okay, but using handwriting is more practical and effective to our human system. So I highly recommend you to use the pen and paper in an analog way to do this exercise. Okay, so this is the feeling. Now I am with calm. So now let us choose the feeling that we like to have at the end of today's gathering. We have another 30 minutes to connect. So at the end of today's gathering, what kind of feeling that you like to have? I like to have joy. Joy, totally. I need to invite in the joy, the feeling joy in my heart. That's what I like to have at the end of today's. How about yours? Let's say you can have excited, happy, kind. That's a positive feeling. Loving, feeling connected, being open. That's a good one too. So choose the word you like to resonate at the end of today's gathering and right here. Okay? Alright. And then let us take a deep, long breath consciously together, counting 3 from the nose, and then hold it in our body as much as we can. As long as we can hold it in our body, lungs and tummy. And then let that slowly out from the mouth, okay? Let me sip my tea here. So this is the breathing meditation, the quickest meditation to help us be in current aligned here now. Body, mind, spirit. And one thing that unique about this way, I suggest, is to let us keep our eyes open, wide awake. Because mostly, meditation, exercise, encourage us to close in our eyes. But we are living in the pretty busy, active, daily scene in nowadays. So it's very practical to exercise in that state with eyes open so that we can always use that state when happening or doing something at the work or daily normal living scene. So that's the important things, because closing the eyes and 3 hours meditation, that's nice once in a while, but I choose to be very practical, useful for everyday's activity. So let us practice, keep our eyes open, wide awake, and then breathe in and out. Alright? So let us take a long, deep breath together, counting 3, 1 now from the nose. Now. 2, 3. Hold it. One more time. Counting 3, 1 now. 2, 3. Hold it. And release with no longer needed energy from the mouth. So the last one with the silence. Take all the air and energy around you from nose and then bring that into our physical body, and then body the feeling that you chose to be in align with, and then let that out, no longer serving element from the mouth. Ready? Go. Thank you. I'm feeling very good. So those of you just came join here, there in the silence, what we're doing is conscious breathing meditation exercise with both our eyes open, taking all the air and energy around us from nose and then let that out with no longer serving elements. So please join and go back then listen archive if you like. So today's focus I like to give is, because it's a holiday season and end of the year. And again, as I mentioned last week, that Mercury is retrograded. And I am encouraged to use the temporary system here for this Ninja Intuitive This Week live podcast. So I sound quite different, but please bear with me, because I am so glad that to be able to do that live podcast regardless of my device stopped all of a sudden. Thank you, Mercury, but I'm hanging here connected with you. So that Mercury is obviously retrograding until the beginning of new year. So let us use this energy to review, and be open to the challenges that we are encouraged to take in the communication. Like I am totally being the flow of Mercury challenge for the last week. But let that happen and notice to... This is a good exercise to non-reactive to the situation. Allow that. Notice that Mercury is playing with us. So do not take it personal. I'm telling to myself actually. So I'm so grateful to be able to connect with you live regardless of this challenge. And I hope that sounds okay to listen to my voice. Actually, my voice is very clear today. So I am having an open throat chakra to connect with you. And speaking of the holiday awareness, that holiday chairs and holiday gathering with family and loved ones, that's so nice. Very intimate, loving moments that we share over the table with the party or the dinner and gathering, and traveling, visiting family member or inviting in family member to come to your home. And for the Western countries, Western cultures, it's totally a family gathering time. On the other hand, it is also a challenging time because all the memory comes up. It's not a good or bad. It's memory, associated to this particular holiday spirit with the memory. And that sometimes asks us to remembering the loved one who departed to the other side. And it's natural to reconnecting these moments that we share in the physical experience on this earth reality, especially the family member. It's hard to digest sometimes because the human needs 3 years to really, really detach to the experience and to connect what was happening. Seems to be that is the human psychological linear time space that we can connect with the detachment, what really we were experiencing 3 years ago. So those of you who are experiencing the departure of loved one to the other side recently, within the last 3 years, I'm sending lots of love and healings, and that is moment that we can invite them into this present moment and embrace as an energy and feeling and joy that we share here on the earth reality. And that's an infinite love and joy and happy that we share that moment, so we can cherish these each moment in our heart at this time of this holiday, and allow ourselves to send that love out, reaching out as a light to connect to those who already departed planet Earth at this time of 2016. We are all connected as one in one love at this universe. This is Junior Universe at 3 minutes. Blind Reading Intuitive Quickies. I would like to give my intuitive reading for today, focusing love and relationship. So, love and relationship is always a hot topic that my clients wants to know about. What's going on? What would be like? What is she thinking? What is he thinking? What would be the best for a next act? What had been happening in the past? So this is a good timing to review and the current relationship or the love you found, or to get clear about what you would like to find for upcoming new year, or what you would like to bring the love that you are having to the next level. So I'm excited to read this love and relationship blind reading request. So they're in this reading time that I am going to provide each request for the 3 minutes. Let us use this energy practically, and I would like you to embody that feeling that you chose to have at the end of today's gathering. The feeling that you would like to have with you. Mine was joy. So your feeling you like to have today, embody that when you are listening. At the same time, we do a multitasking. At the same time, send in a good vibe, good thought to the reading requesters as if they are experiencing the perfect relationship in their experience. So the two things, connecting your joy, that's my joy, the feeling that you would like to have, embodying it, and then sending a good thought as if they are experiencing perfect reality in their world for the requester. Okay? So in them field of oneness, the universal energy return system is coming back to you when you send a good thought, coming back to us as an energy of oneness. So that's how it works. Okay, so let me put the timer. Okay, my system is broken. So I wish that I can use the timer. Hold on. 3 minutes. Oh my. Hope this is working. I'm still having a little hope for the Mercury. If it's Mercury, it's still playing with us. I want to keep my attention for 3 minutes and to okay. I've been challenged. So I'm gonna manually track 3 minutes and give a blind reading. The first reading request that I have in my hand here for the love and relationship is, I'm gonna pick the Pinetree. Pinetree. Okay. Pinetree, here's your 3 minutes love and relationship reading. Okay. Okay, I am having a sense that I'm getting a sense like a very sexy kind of energy between you, especially from the female side, that almost like obsessing about really sexual kind of energy around this relationship. I'm getting a sense that male side is it's pretty open. However, it would be nice to, I like to see some connection between both of you to create the intimacy. Seems to be idea is there, and now need to be embodying that detail about what kind of intimacy, the relationship that you would like to have with this partner or each other as in a couple. If you want to be in the relationship, I'm kind of sensing that not so much willingness to become a couple, to grow love as a loving couple, but it's more of each other is interested in to get to know as and the resonance. And let me see, that resonance, it could be a resonance. However, it needs more of interest outside of that chemistry or like a sexy attraction. That can be that, and to put more essence as a person's personality and the personal characters and the person's natures, and knowing each other in each area of the preference of the value of life and the stage of life, and each other's passion for the individual life as a person, to get to know as a person. I think I like to see that from interest for both of you, to bring that relationship into the next level. I guess I'm giving the 3 minutes already, and this is the Pinetree and the category of the relationship. I'm sending lots of love and energy to your creation. Good luck. Thank you for your request. Okay, the next one I have here is the gateway. Gateway, the category of love and relationship. Okay, here is the 3 minutes for a gateway. Okay, the gateway. Okay, I'm having a sense that both of you have a very similar preference in the knowingness, in the sense of the third eye, like spiritual or soul connection. I could see almost like a soulmate type of alignment that very similar, with easy understanding for what the other person is thinking without much word or description, because it's kind of sense of knowing, for old knowing, even you're not spending much time in physical. But so in the sense of trust and reliable energy as a couple, and that is the bond for both of you to pull in as a reliable person and a good friend, nice reliable friend. And the feeling of creating a path, walking the own life path in the same tempo at this point of the stage of each of your life. And I'm sensing that both of you are very authentic and sure in the natural self as in a very mature couple. I'm getting the sense that if you like to bring that relationship to the next level, I would like to see some activity, like a stimulation to do fun things together, and feeling sort of like a non-movement, or like looking for some activity to stimulating or like get to know from here, because the foundation is already here, and some opportunity to having fun and doing something together, experience something both of you are unfamiliar with. So that could be a good choice to do something together as a new experience, creating some traveling or weekend getaway, to explore newness. Not so much that one person is familiar and then guiding the other person, or like a teaching almost. Not that type of dynamic, but both of you are new to experience that thing. So it's like a discovering newness together that will allow you to create the bond and get to know each other in outside of the knowingness, because it's like an old knowing and familiarity is there, and it's nice to stimulate the newness, and then you also discover part of you that how you respond to something new together, that would help you to get to know more as a couple, and then deepen your love as a relationship partner. I'm getting the sense that February next year, that can be a good timing to plan in ahead of time around the Valentine's Days area. So that would be nice to have something do together around that time to use that power in an effective way. Good luck. This is, what was that? The gateway, the category of love and relationship. Thank you for your request. Okay, so the next reading target. I have here is bamboo, love and relationship. Bamboo, love and relationship. This is your 3 minutes. Okay, go. I'm getting a sense that something making it simple things to share is important. I'm getting a sense that there in this holiday season might be occupied with something outside of this relationship that would create attention, in almost like getting attention to change the relationship dynamic, including that you may be wondering about to end the relationship and moving forward, sort of. One of these experience is happening in between you, like the personal life is occupied with something outside of both of your relationship. I'm getting a sense that the family matters and something important for the man's side that is totally getting his attention, and you deserve his attention more, particularly this holiday season, to share the loving feeding in the physical togetherness. And that unhappening, something emergency almost like was happening, is disallowing that ideal experience for you, female you, to creating sort of emotional loneliness. So that is, I'm seeing as a cause of that tension that is needing the simplicity. That might be helpful to noticing what you would like to have from this relationship. I mean, I'm getting a sense that there isn't a mutual understanding and love each other. However, the way to share that love in the reality or daily activity, there is a room to discuss about the way what will fulfill your daily experience in this relationship with this creation. I'm getting the sense that he's open to adapt that idea when he is capable, but seems to be he's very occupied on his life stage, is quite different from his love towards you in a way that he wants to create. So and then that is the alignment that needed the attention to bring that into the new stage, that both of you can feel comfortable and feeling connection and loving. So talking something, the possibility to fulfilling your needs of love to experience, and finding that possibility from his side, that to be able to fulfill in the physical action and experience, not just being there and knowing that we are loving each other, So he might need the help, your help, to pointing out in a way. However, he seems to be more responsible for what he is saying and promising that to share the experience, and seems to be that room is very small right now because of something is happening. Other area of his life is taking his attention and the space and time physically. So let's see. I think this trend is going towards the next springtime, around the March or May. So if you are okay with that time frame, because I am getting the sense that he was so frustrated to bring that into the next level, and then frustration, and then that's unhealthy. I totally get your feeling. So finding the way to what would make your emotion fulfill in which way, create the list and to talk about it with him and openly. He will understand. And good luck. I'm sending lots of love and healing It's a kind of frustrating situation, but this is an opportunity for both of you to communicate what is needed to fulfilling your needs in love, and might be 120% not gonna fulfill, but see how it goes. Good luck. This is the Bamboo and Love and Relationship. This is June Universe at 3 minutes Ninja Intuitive Blind Reading Quickie. Thank you for joining me. You can also request your blind reading going to www.thatfutureforecaster.com, www.thatfutureforecaster.com. Happy holidays, everyone, and I see you next year. Until then, all my love and healing to your heart.